Alright, I know people want me to commentate over a Frost run, but I'm just gonna commentate over this Arcane run, because I like this build a lot, and I fucked up in this key a lot, but I still did decent overall, so we can talk about it. Anyway, this is going to be a build that, for most people, it sims better single target, single target if you weren't taking the AoE talents, so you instead had Impetus and improved Arcane missiles. And then this also sims better in like 4 to 5 targets, so it's a really good build to run in Mythic Plus because of that, because it's, more single target, more AoE, so yeah, and you don't have to deal with Harmony. But let's watch, so I can tell you, why I fuck up here. So here, I'm gonna precast my Evocate. I should have built my Arcane charges as we were walking into the mobs. Instead, I just missiles for no reason, because I'm not playing Harmony. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm a little bit rusty on this build, because I only played Andathia. So I used Gem there, since he used it after Surge, and then we're in our AoE rotation, which is pretty simple. It would have been good to have another orb here, though. But yeah, I'm just doing 600k DPS, basically. Is what it is, Here, though, you see I'm channeling Arcane missiles when I clearcast AM. I'm not playing Arcane Harmony, so this is really dumb to do, because there's no reason for me to do that. So, just kind of an ingrained habit. I stopped doing it later on, but you can see here I get another mini burn to finish this pack off, which is really sick. And yeah. There you have it. You just delete the pack, and you're good. That was actually pretty good timing, because I'm, about to head into a Surge burn here, so. There, I didn't want to cast Evocate until my Touch the Magic was closer. I honestly should have done it sooner, but this guy healed me before I get to Alter. I don't have my cancel Alter timeline bound here. Here I'm just holding this so I don't have to move during my burn. I do Arcane Surge, then another Tempest, then the extra blast into Touch the Magi. I used my mana gem there with Touch the Magi, which is a mistake. And this is like honestly the main reason why I was hesitant to post this key, because I think while my, actual what I'm pressing is fine, I'm just poorly using mana gem here, to be honest. It's something I got a lot better at. Now that I've gotten a lot more used to this keybind, I've done like 4 or 5 more keys. And actually not even 4 or 5 more keys, just like 2 or 3 more keys with the mana gem keybind. So I'm doing the extra Arcane Blast into extra Arcane Blast just because it's single target, and that now sims better if you have the haste to do it out of Execute. So the one that you would previously have only done Lust. You can see with Mana Gem, I'm like never having to barrage in Conserve. I mean, I'm probably ended up barraging here. But actually, I don't have to wait half a second. Was able to use my Arcane Blast kind of pretty much off global, and then I can transition to the Evocate. Oh, I wasn't looking there. I'm not sure what happened, but I fucked up. Here, let's see. What was it? Oh, I tried to do the extra Arcane Blast. Actually, that was fine, except it was an Execute, so you didn't want to do that. And then I also didn't use my Mana Gem. So, honestly, probably not the best idea for me to have it faded out over here, but it's fine. I already mentioned that's going to be like the main problem here. Always good to alter that. You can see there's really no difference between the Mana Gem build and the Harmony build, except the fact that you just have more mana and have one extra button to press. But yeah. Here, I don't think I sent Touch the Magi. Yeah, I don't. Okay. I wouldn't have wanted to anyway. So that's good. Here, I should have recrafted my Mana Gem because I only have one Mana Gem charge. But that's fine. Yeah, you see. My mouse movement there was me saying, I mean, I actually said it there. Now you have me commenting over here that I should have done it while that target was still there. Instead, I did it when I kind of lost a little bit of uptime. So just Ice Novaing as the first one since I'm at 4 Arcane charges. I use my Mana Gem there. Standard AoE burn. I did just kill this Touch the Meta target when I had like 4 seconds left, so probably should have hit something a little bit higher health. You can see I am still spending some missiles, or clear casting on missiles. You can see I have started transitioning a little bit though, see? So this is where, past this point, I'll pretty much always use it on explosion, unless we're, not in AoE really, like right now. Then here, I did some weird stuff because I was too far away from the mob to Arcane Explosion, and I didn't want to orb to potentially pull the things behind it, so you can kind of ignore that. You'll notice I think I kill 5 total explosives during this. It was not a lot. All right, and then I'm going to evocate. Want to make sure I had enough arcane charges for my burn. You're gonna see I have Pot, Trinket, and Mana Gem and Surge. This guy is dead. He's just dead. He had like 2.5 million and then he just died. And then, yeah. It's crazy. So my damage took quite a bit of a hit there. I would have wanted to be around like 170k. You know, a block, hopefully. No, alter. Okay. It's fine as well. That's pretty bad there that I spent like 2 seconds of my rune trying to target the other guy to focus him so I could kick him, which I then didn't kick and almost died. So actually my kick wasn't up. Never mind. I've been considering changing my focus frames because these honestly kind of suck. So, but I really like the target and my health bar frame from it. So, not sure what I'll do about that yet. This is gonna be really good. Getting a surge burn on all these mobs is pretty good, pretty big value, and I can just funnel off this guy. That guy unfortunately cleared right before my 4-stack barrage. Here, since I only have one orb charge, I decided to just build up to it, or build up my arcane charges before going into Radiant Spark. And then I do the AoE burn, just giving that guy a wide berth just in case. And then my talent is up. I'm actually going to be saving it for the boss, since we'll have double lust and we're not 2.5 minutes away from the boss. because a pretty common thing for people to do here is like double pull these mobs, which is what we are going to do. So I decided to craft my Magem, start evocating because I want to get my burn off as soon as possible because this might not even take a minute 30. So and then here I'm not using my Magem. So I used it super late, which is really bad. But yeah, again, you're gonna want to use it after Surge. Just barraging to end that since it's a 2-target situation. And I barraged again to end Surge. I didn't really need to, that was probably a loss, honestly. But it was 2-target. One of the problems with, not problem, but one of the less nice things about like the Magem rotation is there's less reason for you to barrage to end Surge unless you're in double lust, which you would always do. This guy's unfortunately in Sanguine. That's alright though. I'm just gonna hold anything that comes up. Here, I'm going to send a Radiant Spark, I believe. Yep. So I wasn't gonna mini burn when it comes back up because I'm holding everything for boss and might as well just, use Radiant Spark. Because it'll be back up for boss and I just get, an extra use out of it. Crafting the Magem while I have time. And we pull. I could have had him wait a second, I guess. But that's alright. Doing the new opener type thing, so using a few Arcane Blasts. Could have used a few more, but it's alright. I didn't palm, and you can also see I did not use my Mana Gem, so that was a very poor opener. And so here I decided, I noticed I didn't use my Mana Gem, I was like, okay, I'll just use it on my mini burn. But the problem with using it on my mini burn is it's not up for my next Surge burn. It's only like a 1% loss to just use it on your mini burn instead, but I still just should have saved it probably. It's fine, it just won't align at all for the rest of this fight because of that. So here I do the palm. Here you can just alter. Normally I'll also like G-invis sometimes, but yeah, see I just G-invised because there was quite a few seconds left when I came out. Channel my evocate, and then that was me waving my mouse because I don't have Mana Gem, because obviously I use no Mayburn, so. Okay, there. Okay, yeah. I royally fucked that up, so we're not gonna talk about it. You can just look at like any of the other searches. That's the only one I fuck up, so. Aside from, Mana Gem placement, which we've already established was a problem this key. Someone asked about my stats, so pop that open. Send another barrage early since it's an execute, so I want to take advantage of that damage. Yeah, that was pretty bad boss damage for what I should have done. I would have expected probably to do another 3k. I think I made 3k DPS worth of mistakes, to be honest. And I just delete this pack because I have Talon up in my Surge and whatnot. Not doing anything special there. I did use another Tempest before Surge, which technically is better. It might be worse if you're using Mana Gem though, because I apparently Mana Gem introduces like a, I don't know. I've been told something, which I won't repeat that because I don't know how accurate that is. So anyway, standard mini burn. And here, you pulled the dragon. I thought we were going to pull the Yaks after this. So what I decided to do was just Rune and Radiant Spark. And then I wasn't going to big burn because obviously this thing's dying really, really fast. So I didn't want to use Touch of the Magi or anything. Because now I'll have, Lust, Surge, Mana Gem, everything up for the next pack. So here, I thought he was pulling the Yaks. So I ended up using Evocate, but he's actually just pulling the Stags, which don't matter because the dragon kills them. So yeah, I'm just gonna let this Evocate go to waste because I'm not gonna Surge burn a target with 10% HP. I'll just say fuck it and have 30% less int on my next burst. That's just a kind of mistake when you don't know what route the tank's going and you're trying to, pre-plan for a pull. It's not that big of a deal. But, I'll be going in here, got Lust, Pot, Talon, and just going to kind of annihilate this thing. There, I also didn't use my Mana Gem, by the way, so that's missing 5% damage on quite a lot of important abilities. Now we're going to do the Yaks, and I do have my Surge burn up for this. And I noticed I didn't use my Mana Gem, so now I'm going to make sure that I do. But yeah, these Yaks, I mean, I shouldn't have hit this one. You see that's already lost 10% of its HP. Someone is obviously already cleaving off of it. So, and when I start cleaving off it, the thing's gonna die, which is pretty unfortunate. But it's kind of crazy. I'm in a 21 and my ramp target's dying. Though, we did establish it's because I was hitting someone else's as well. Here, I just tell them, wait like 5 seconds so I can Surge burn this. wouldn't have mattered too much either way, but this does have pretty good lineups with ads. And then here I'm not using talent for some reason. There we go. I used my Mana Gem late again, which is a pretty big deal in AoE, so. That's alright. I could have shortened my ramp there for like more AoE pad, but instead we are ethical and just, do the single turret ramp to funnel. Because that's what you should do on Tyrannical, so. I probably should have saved my Surge, given we're going to the Bears after this. But I didn't, so here we are. This thing did die pretty fast, though, so. Somehow we aggroed that, which is kind of unfortunate. So I was shifting powered here to then like mini burn, but then this thing died. So now I'm left in a really awkward position because since I shifting powered, I am now forced to hold my mini burn because you can see Surge is only 35 seconds away. And now once we reached it, it's so close that I can't even use Radiant Spark. I can use Rune of Power though. And we did lost this, but you can see I'm just not going to have like any cooldowns up. I should be Rune of Powering here though. I think I do in a second. Maybe not though. Since you don't need rune for your AoE surge ramp, like this is totally fine to use on. And this was a mistake that I didn't. I mean, I would be doing like probably 10k more DPS if I had used it. Anyway, so I decide that I'm going to just send that. I did an explosion instead of a barrage, so I have to change things up a little bit. And then I didn't manage him, and I didn't Talon. I didn't Talon on purpose here, just because obviously these things aren't living very long, but I should have managed him because there's never a reason not to. But yeah. That was just a bit of a tragedy that wouldn't have happened if we didn't pull a stag. And then we also accidentally pulled these somehow, so. I think I end up lusting here. And yeah, so I was running around doing nothing because we were debating whether or not we are going to die, so. I end up mana gemming here as well, since I'm probably not going to surge burn this, because it's probably going to die too fast. And then also, like we're just skipping to the top after this, because this is overcapping us on percent, so not ideal, but. We'll just skip this, nothing important's gonna happen. Okay, so we go all the way to the top, and we kind of fail the mead thing, which is fine. A little bit unfortunate, since I am surge burning this. And other people are also cooldowning. You can see how fast this thing's health bar is dropping. It's lost like 2 million HP. and my barrage just hit for like 43 damage. So here, I don't really want to shifting power because I'm not going to maneuver this guy again. So, I did that and I didn't really want to. What I should have done is just done a desync thing where you've seen me just use Radiant Spark before. That's what I should have done. Because you can see here, I realized after I shifting powered that I didn't have time to do a mini burn. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip my mini burn and just do my surge burn on the next guy. But yeah, so if I hadn't shifting powered, I would have had enough time here to just start my mini burn. So I'm just going to rune. Then here, I should not surge burn either, but I'm going to. I mean, gets like he's at like 3 million HP, so this was just royally fucked. The fact that we didn't have 2 targets this entire time just kind of fucks us, so. Instead, I'm surge burning into something with like 1 million HP, which is pretty bad. Because you can see I just, Arcane Blast crit him for 200k twice, and then, yeah. And also, since, there's a 2 target here now. Barraged a little early there. Sorry for the loud noise as well, but. Here I could have, I'm Radiant Sparking. The reason I didn't hold it for Rune in this situation was because it just, they're not going to live till Rune, so. Just skip this. Okay, so I pre-evocated before this, and then now I'm doing Rob. I didn't do the opener because I didn't have double lust, so the new one at least. I used Mana Gem there correctly. I'm going to use it correctly for the rest of the dungeon. Might surprise you, given our earlier mishaps. It's good presence of mind usage. I'm not gonna end my barrage with I'm not gonna end my surge with barrage because I have 100% mana, so it's just not efficient to do so. You see, I randomly barraged there for no reason. So, but when your barrage is just like doesn't matter at all, really, as a gym, outside of if you were to do it without 4 arcane charges. But you really want to avoid doing it. It's a mana throttling tool because it's always going to be more mana, or not more mana, more damage to just stay at 4 arcane charges and rotate between your Nether Precision and Clearcast AMs. So if you can avoid it, not barraging is preferable. It's like here, I barrage because I have very little mana left and I still need delay until my Touch of Magi is around 15 seconds left on its cooldown. So you can see that's when I use my Evocate. That was unfortunate. I also didn't refresh my Nether Tempest because I used it. Technically, you're supposed to use it like before your rune or something. That was the first time I tried that this key, and it was not the right timing. Though, given the half a second I waited, I actually could have refreshed it within the pandemic window, but I didn't. So here we are. And that was a mistake. Yeah, I mean, I like Arcane keys. It's pretty fun. If you have, you know, more annoying timings, like basically what happened to me in the entirety of the of this last ad phase area, you're not gonna have a very good time. But aside from that, you know, I had fun playing Arcane this key. It's hard not to have fun when you do like a 600k burst on a pack of mobs, right? Or like several 300ks or whatnot. So there's a lot of room for improvement here. You know, I think I easily could have done 3 to 5k more overall, just from rerunning a key again, but that's right. It is tyrannical as well, so we are having a little bit lower overalls. Here, I should rune and drop, or like I should rune and Radiant Spark like at the end of that, because you know we got a lot of time until Odin spawns, but need to get a little bit better at that, at the note recognizing when I'm gonna be not able to use my CDs for 30 seconds, so I have time to Radiant Spark, but that's all right. We'll just, you know, skip to this. So what I do for Odin is I just mini burn the opener, because you don't have time to do a full burn and have it up for your runes. You might not mini burn your opener if you had reason to believe you were going to get multiple rune brands, but since I was pretty confident, since I've lust pot or double lust pot and Talon, that I was going to just like annihilate this boss, I just decided to do a mini burn. And here I should have channeled Evocate. Instead I go for like some defensives so I don't die, and then I want to immediately like blink to my platform, but instead I just Evocated, you know, during this massive damage amp when we also should be lusting, so not ideal. Actually, actually, yeah, it should be fine. Something I need to look into. But you can see, you know, I went from what, 50k to 110k. This guy's got 83% left, or just, you know, like 2% left, and now I can mini burn. So I canceled that Arcane Blast in accident, so he's dead. Easy. Hopefully I end up showing the overall here in a second. If you're wondering about the too much haste weak aura, Porum made it. Basically that extra Arcane Blast I was talking about that you do in like pure single target, you know, right before your barrage, you can't do it if you have more than 104% haste. So Porum made this weak aura to calculate it, but for some reason I think mine's always showing. Actually, I think I stopped tracking the vulnerability, or no, I stopped tracking the actual debuff, so it's like being a bit weird. So I'll double check how that works. Make sure it's working correctly now. Hopefully, I show the overall. That's kind of what we're waiting for. Don't disappoint us, past Manather. Any second now. Just jumping. Okay, well, maybe there's no overall to be seen. That would be sad. That would be sad. Okay, well, sorry. Looks like no overall. Unfortunate. But if you have any questions, leave them down below. Have a good rest of your day.